Kathy recently came across an article published by a law firm that specializes in truck accident lawyer cases. And those are cases where the lawyers try to find fault with the trucks so they can make the four-wheelers money on a claim. And they cited a number of major types of accidents and how they could find fault with the truck in those accidents. And truck accident lawyers are famous for twisting the truth to try to get money for their clients. And 9 times out of 10, there's a big part of it that they fail to mention. And the part that they fail to mention is the accidents were usually caused by the four-wheelers in the first place. So let's go through a few of these major types of accidents. If you have a year or more safe driving experience, you should be making over $80,000 a year. At GP Transgo, a driver with 1 year safe driving experience, a W-2 driver can make between $80,000 and $95,000 a year. They've got a 401k plan, a benefit package, health insurance. We've referred many drivers to GP Transgo. We've always gotten positive feedback from those guys. They love it there. Check them out, gptransgo.com. One of the most common types of accidents are jackknife accidents. And jackknife accidents can be caused by the truck driver alone, although usually the cause is a truck losing control and getting out of shape, trying to stop to prevent hitting cars in front of him that are spinning or going off the road or having issues. So 9 times out of 10, when the trucker hits the brake and a jackknife occurs, it's because he's trying to avoid an accident in front of him. Yes, every once in a while a truck can jackknife due to bad weather and hitting the brakes too hard with a rookie driver at the wheel, but 90% of the time, and we know this statistically, it's cars that cause trucks to jackknife because they get in front of the trucks and lose control of their vehicle. The second type of major accident is a rollover accident. And yes, while truck drivers can cause their own rollover accidents by parking on a soft shoulder or something like that and the truck goes over on its side, again, 9 times out of 10, rollover accidents are caused by four-wheelers. The most famous case up here was a street racer named Ravi Bedwar who cut in front of a truck and clipped the steering axle of a tanker driven by David Vergo. Of course, with the steering axle out, Vergo lost control and the truck rolled over into the ditch and Vergo died. Fortunately, there were so many witnesses to this accident that Bedwar, the street racer, was convicted. And unfortunately, all he got were 2 years of house arrest, which hardly seemed like justice for the poor tanker driver, David Vergo. A third major type of truck accident involving cars are blind spot accidents. Now, we know we have hundreds of these every year, and there's only so much a truck driver can do to cover his blind spot. That's why it's called the blind spot. The problem is that most four-wheelers are so poorly trained or not trained at all in how to behave around trucks that they often slip into the blind spot and then create an accident all on their own while the truck is trying to do a turn or something like that. But the truck driver, again, can only do so much because the mirrors don't cover the entire side of the truck. So it's hard sometimes to know when you've got a car snuck into your blind spot, yet the lawyers will always blame the truck and not the car. Happily, they're coming out with these camera systems now that hopefully will cover more of that blind side of the truck, an area that the mirrors cannot cover just simply because of the design of the truck. And there's very little truck drivers can do to prevent that. Finally, there are median crossover accidents. And these type of accidents generally happen in bad weather. The most famous type of accident in this situation was the one in Odessa, Texas, a few years ago involving a Werner truck. A Werner truck was westbound on I-20 outside of Odessa, in his lane below the speed limit, doing a fine job. A pickup truck traveling eastbound with a family in it lost control, spun out, went through the ditch, popped up the other side right in front of the Werner truck, and the Werner truck couldn't avoid him. The accident was clearly caused by the driver of the pickup truck, the four-wheeler, losing control. 1 person died, 3 were badly injured, yet the family in the pickup truck successfully sued Werner for $90 million just because Werner was a truck that was involved in the accident. Now, in no stretch of the imagination was this accident Werner's fault, yet these truck accident lawyers were able to get $90 million for their clients that caused their own accident in the first place. We know statistically from many different sources in accidents involving both cars and trucks that somewhere between 77 to 90% of these accidents are caused by the four-wheelers. Yet oftentimes the trucking company is charged. And the reason is that the judges feel that even though the truck isn't at fault, the trucking company has deep pockets and the people involved in these accidents deserve some sort of compensation for medical bills or something like that. And they'll allow judgment against a trucking company just to help these people out, even though these people created the accident in the first place. And there's nothing just or fair about that, but that's the way the system works. At the end of the day, treat every four-wheeler as a potential accident because you don't know what stupid moves they might pull, and you don't know whether it's going to end you up in court paying fines and being charged when it's not even justly the case. Take care, keep the rubber side down. I'll see you on the back home.